I've been through a lot, and it's been traumatic. There were times when I was hanging on, but just by a thread. There were times when it hurt to breathe, and there were times when I thought it would take more strength than I even had just to take another step. I could choose to let my struggle define me, but I can't do that. I've worn lines on my face like those running along a cracked vase. The vase remains intact, but somewhere, something is broken. I refuse to do that anymore. I serve an awesome, mighty, life-giving God. I serve the God who himself is a well of living waters. I cannot and should not remain a dry, cracked, broken, and brittle. My life message is more than that I survived an absolute train wreck. My message is more than mere survival. My message is life. My message is hope. My message is that Jesus saves and that he saves us to a life abundant. And that life is a life of meaning and purpose, not an endless rehashing of yesterday's news. I understand that my testimony is of God's great working in my life. Without him, I would not be here now because I would have drowned in a flood of sin and destruction. I would never and am not diminishing that. What I am saying is that somewhere along the line, the focus has become on the struggle and who I used to be and not on who I have become. There's a place inside that becomes worn out and dry. There is a time for mourning to end and for abundant life to come rushing in. There is a time to embrace God's new life plan because he is moving on and he is doing a new thing. I can't miss what God is doing now because I am repining what I've lost or how many times I've been rejected or how many bad things have happened to me. There's a sense of fatness to oil that I simply love, and I think most people do too. And the idea of fresh bread soaked in olive oil makes my mouth water. Well, the psalmist in Psalm 23 says this, "Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." I so desperately need to be anointed with oil. I need my cup to run over. I need the abundant life of Jesus. I cannot walk in the desert of past hurts, past shame, and past guilt anymore. The last thing I need is for someone to be able to tell what is on my mind when they see me coming because they've heard it so many times before. Life wasn't fair. Sometimes life was downright painful. Sometimes the things that were lost were very important. But I have God, and the story my life needs to tell is that of a restored person. A whole person, a person whose cup is running over, a person who is not dry and brittle, but is vibrantly reflecting the person of God, that despite trials, despite persecutions, despite problems, and despite rejection, my head is held up high because my God fills my soul to overflowing. My God is my shepherd, and I shall not want. When I walk through that valley of sorrows, and when I walk through that valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear, and I will not be afraid, for thou art with me. It is because you comfort me and you restore me that my soul can be made fat and can delight itself in fatness. Isaiah 55:2. Oh, how I want God's fresh word in my life. I want his plans to be the plans of today and of tomorrow, and to quit looking over my shoulder at past hurts and of things long since dead and gone. I want to move on, and I want to be filled and for my cup to overflow. I want what God is doing now, not what I could have had but didn't. I want him to prepare a table for me right in the midst of my enemies. I know that my God is for me and not against me. And I know that he lives and is living through me. And because deep down in my soul, I have a well of living waters and can say robustly, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want."